Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Birds of Prey is the first major comic book film that we're gonna get in 2020, and shockingly, there's still a lot we don't know about it, other than it has an additional title that is fantabulously long. But recently, the film has released a poster of Harley Quinn and the other characters that's filled with visual clues and Easter eggs, in addition to a short trailer that played kind of as a joke before It Chapter 2, and based on this stuff, I got a solid theory for what this movie might actually be that might make your mind feel like a mallet is smashing through. Spoiler warning in case any of my speculation for this movie ends up being too accurate and will ruin your life. And for a breakdown of the movie's central plot, the characters, some Easter eggs hidden in their costumes and props, be sure to check out my breakdown from earlier this year. Okay, first let's look at this recent poster. Now the Birds of Prey are a team of female DC figures: Huntress, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Black Canary, Journey Smollett-Bell, and Renee Montoya, Rosie Perez. But in this case, they're joined by Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, reprising her breakout role from Suicide Squad. This group will be attempting to rescue Cassandra Cain, Ella J. Basco, from the grip of the crime organization led by Black Mask, Ewan McGregor, along with Victor Zsasz, Chris Messina. But based on footage and this poster design, this whole story seems like it will revolve around Harley Quinn and her unique point of view. Each of the other characters, and Harley herself, are depicted as birds flapping around her head, kind of like a cartoon character who gets knocked over the head, which, by the way, is not what happens in real life when you suffer a concussion. It's stars, not birds. And then you fall asleep and it gets real warm and fiery until the paramedics drag you back into life. Now, there was a similar cartoony shot in the Deadpool movie, if you remember. And the reason I bring this up is Robbie's Harley Quinn does seem to be, for DC films, what Deadpool has been for the Fox Marvel universe and soon to be the MCU. In the trailer shown before It Chapter 2, Harley totally breaks the fourth wall, talks to us. She crosses into a promo for another movie. That is totally a Deadpool move, and also kind of a Stitch move. So could we see a Birds of Prey film with Harley Quinn as a narrator? And I'll do you one better, maybe even an unreliable narrator, the way Deadpool was. You can't really trust the story as he's telling it. What if in Harley's case, the reality we see from her is not objective reality, but a fantastical shade of reality colored by Harley's rose-tinted mind? There's clues all over the place for this theory. Notice the tattoo on her neck, Mind Over Mayhem. Could be another piece of evidence that we're actually gonna see this whole Cassandra Cain rescue mission from inside Harley's colorful, fantabulous perspective, which colors even the darkest of moments as like a party inside a Robin music video. That could be why we see Victor Zsasz as a bleach-haired douche instead of the scarred for every victim murderer that he normally is in the Batman comics, and why we don't see Black Mask wearing a black mask. The Black Skull mask is the primary iconic aspect of his appearance, but maybe in this case, Harley's delusional mind filters these hardened criminals as the boys you'd see in a club, and it filters her own experience to give her an insane amount of costume changes and enable her to talk to and wink at the audience. And then maybe in reality, she's, I don't know, a mumbling mental patient wearing a potato sack as terrifying sadists like Victor Zsasz and Black Mask hold knives to her throat. Another possible clue for this shifting reality can be spotted in the charms that Harley wears around her neck. Now, in some trailer footage, her charms include some odds and ends, a cross, universal female symbol, paper clip, and a J for Joker shaped hook, which, by the way, is a detail that I really love because as a fish hook, it reflects the way Joker caught Harleen Quinzel and kept her on the hook, except now, as a fish, she's wriggled free from that hook. But also, in other shots and in the poster imagery, there's another significant charm included, among them a dog tag in the shape of a dog bone with the name Bruce. Now, perhaps it's just meant as a joke, like Harley has a dog named Bruce that she named after Bruce Wayne, who in her eyes could just be another member of Gotham's wealthy elite, nothing more. But it's worth keeping in mind that in some version of the Batman stories, Joker discovers Batman's secret identity, so maybe Harley knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne. Now, it's not totally clear in the DC cinematic universe which DC films connect to each other. It's all a bit vague. But let's say that Joker shared that bombshell with this Harley. This might be a reality in which Batman, Bruce Wayne, is dead. And maybe now that Harley wears Bruce's name around her neck, it's kind of like her serial killer trophy for taking him down. But because that charm doesn't appear in every time we see her, maybe that trophy only exists in her own fantabulous fantasy, but in external reality, it ain't there. Also, there's just some great design that goes into all this. Notice the shapes that they worked into the title of the film. The letter B is a mask, and then there's an arrow from Huntress's crossbow between the I and the R. There's a diamond between the R and the D, and then a lip in the D, a dagger it looks like in the S, a baseball bat in the O, a diamond in the P, a mallet in the R, and brass knuckles in the E. And then one of my favorite details, the music from this trailer. This track is called Heads Will Roll by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. Perhaps there's a deeper connection here because check out the tattoo on Harley's cheek. It's a heart. Now, in my last breakdown, I pointed out Cassandra Cain's cast and how the Queen of Spades, the Queen of Clubs, the Queen of Diamonds, and the Queen of Hearts were all drawn on it. I speculated that those queens could parallel the 4 women. The Queen of Spades for Huntress, who uses a crossbow, which is pointed like a spade. The Queen of Clubs for Renee Montoya. The Queen of Diamonds for Black Canary, who sings and seems to embrace finery. And the Queen of Hearts for Harley. But maybe even the Queen of Hearts imagery is connected to the Queen of Hearts from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Heads Will Roll could apply to what this Queen of Hearts plans to do with that mallet. Smash, smash, smash. So perhaps we can view Harley Quinn as Alice in a wonderland of her own mind, tumbling down the rabbit hole of insanity, and by rescuing this young girl, she frees herself. And that could be the emancipation of this title. A former criminal psychologist driven mad by a clown-inspired inmate, now isolated from the former object of her obsession, and now on a path of self-discovery, a freedom that she can achieve by saving a young substitute of her own innocence. Armchair psychoanalysis. Hey, comment down below with your thoughts on this. Hit that like button, subscribe to New Rockstars for breakdowns of everything you love. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Erik Voss. Thank you for watching. Bye.